Hey, what's going on? I won't call it technical difficulties, but a couple things going on. Give me a couple minutes to work through some stuff here. Excuse me. Let's see if I'm trying to sort this chat out too, so that's why I say you guys gotta just bear with me for a bit. Hey, Forex Edge, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. So I have everything enabled. Looking for this level here, actually. I'm like totally distracted doing something and I shouldn't be, but I am, admittedly. So we're gonna go through a couple things this evening. So hope everybody's had a good week so far. I actually took a loss. So out of that 18 or what have you that I made yesterday, I gave like 13 of that back today. I thought it was what I thought was clear cut, low resistance. Ended up not being the case. During the lunch hour where again, one of those too good to be true, it really was. I was stir fry. I wouldn't even barbecue chicken. It was a stir fry day for me. So, and I mean, we're still like obviously still in a good place, well over half the way. I was 900 away, 50 plus. Could have waited, still could wait. all good. We're still, like I said, we're still in a good place. So I'm not really stressing that too much. And regardless of what happens this evening, yeah, just not stressed at all about anything. So what I can tell you definitively is we will have one way or another we'll have a live tomorrow. So whenever I get back in from work, we'll do a live stream, or we could do a tape read or whatever the hell, and just kind of sit, hang out, and talk markets, look at the market. And actually, you know what? Instead of talking to you guys about what I've been kind of working on behind the scenes, I guess you could say, I'll save that for tomorrow, because there are a couple of, it's not just one thing. There are going to be like a couple of polls and just some different things that I want to solicit some feedback from you all about, and just kind of get your sense and your feelings on what's going on. I think I'm gonna kill this, because this is well, let's wait a minute, because this is, yeah, that's it's one of those, how much pain do I really want to go through? Let me close all of this back. Kind of need to focus on the main thing right now, right? And I'm gonna flip my phone over because I'm already tired of it. It's like I don't hear anything out of that phone before I get on here, or if I'm like actually doing something. As soon as I start doing something else, then it starts beeping and cracking up. So let's see. So if I wanted to take, which is kind of what I'm looking at right now, is the PM session. My backgrounds keep freaking out. Let's see, and then let's go back to one, which is here. Looking to see if we play back into PM session. And it looked like that was actually forming, but as I said, I want to say maybe 11:40 or whatever, and obviously not the PM session forming, but I was looking for a continued short. It never presented itself. So what I'm looking for now is just a continuation of what I expected that presumed short to be, which was ultimately back here. And then it didn't happen. It didn't happen. This happened after I walked away, which, story of my life. My wife is actually going to Hawaii, so I'd stepped away to, kind of make sure she was good with what she needed. And then by the time I came back, I wasn't actually in a position, I was out, but by the time I came back, it was like, damn, so it is what it is. It is what it is. So apparently Streamlabs is just like, hey dude, screw you. We're just gonna we'll thank people for coming in, but other than that, yeah, no, bro. And tomorrow we have, I believe it's PMI. So who knows what we could really expect this evening, if anything. So I'm just trying to use basically the 6 p.m. is just a base of reference. So our open would have taken buy side of regular trade hours for a PM session. So looking for essentially a soup of this area. And I mean, 610 gave it to us. Just trying to, see if we could see this through, and then ultimately just play the continuation if we get through sell side. Like that's the idea that's kind of like the feeder back into my original idea, my wishful thinking. Get a closure back and see if we can continue to run short, just back to this 22 level. So we get it, great. We don't, it's still okay. But what's not okay, my freaking chat bots. But I'll be all right with that. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I've managed to have a good thing come to an end today with our loss, which happens. But yeah, our 6 day. Can I use the expression heater? Can I do that? So we've nullified the 6 day heater with a large dose of Market told me no soup for you, and there was no soup. Got nothing. So how's everybody's day go? How anybody take positions today? Sitting out, tape reading, up an account, down an account, pulling hair out, running around the building. How's everybody's day and or week been? Let me confirm what is tomorrow. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's PMI though. Let's see. Friday, excuse me. Yeah. S&P Global Manufacturing. So PMI Global Services, PMI 9:45 in the morning. And at 10 a.m. there is Michigan consumer sentiment, existing home sales, and then Jefferson from the Fed speaks. I don't mean to be like that, but yeah, I'm gonna turn that down a little. I don't know. I don't know how much he's gonna move the needle, but okay. All right. Seven. So just need this candle to close inside. Like honestly, it just needs to close inside or below this candle. Yeah, we've got like another 2+ minutes, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna switch this music up. Let's see. That's a little better. we got less than a minute, about 40 seconds before this candle closes. What's up, T-Camp? It's going, man. It's going. How are you today? This evening? I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I got bitch slapped today, bro. NASDAQ, she got me. She got me. She got me for like 1,300. But the crazy thing was, like I said, I had an $1,800 day yesterday in this combine, and I was saying earlier, I got back to the house today, sat in. I didn't rush into shit. Like I got in, sat down, relaxed for a minute, got something to drink, opened up the charts, and I'm looking, not for a setup, I'm just looking, and did some analysis and was like, hey, we're short. Like, that's a good short, one of your moves. I waited, got in, she wasn't having it. But like I said, looking back at it, I probably should have stayed out, because like it was pretty much, we were coming up on the lunch hour, so I just needed to be a little more careful. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm still over half the way. So I think right now I need like maybe 2,600, which, when I say where I started from before I took that position today, you'd be like, man, did you really? I did. Before I took that position, I was like $950 away from clearing the account. And the even more ridiculous shit is, I could have locked it up yesterday with the 18 day, but I got out because I didn't want to hold through FOMC. This shit is still loud as fuck. Yeah, that's better. Loud as hell. Yeah, so, I said it the other day, right? Roller coasters, ups and downs. So it's all good. So I went from, a 6-day, 6 straight days green and a red. So it is what it is, all good. I'm going to, I'll be doing a live tomorrow. I will say it will depend on how today plays out. Yeah, exactly. So it's all good. I'm thinking about doing something for the small community that I'm trying to cultivate, trying to build. I got some ideas that I'm gonna throw out and put some polls and some other things out, see what interests people. But I actually want to do something, pretty much just like as a big thank you, because like I said, people could be anywhere. You could be watching something, and you could do what I used to do, which was just to come to YouTube, listen to like some of the music and whatnot, and do your own thing. But the fact that anybody would come and want to hang out, sit, chat, take contrarian positions to people. Yeah, that shit means a lot. to me. I don't look past that. I don't expect it. You know what I mean? Like I don't really expect anybody to be interested in what I'm interested in or what I'm doing, but I appreciate it. So yeah, just trying to give the people what they want. See, I'm gonna do that at some point tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe try to do it. I might have to do 2 tomorrow, or just one massive live stream tomorrow. I don't want to do it where some people at work, or I could do one tomorrow and then I could wait until Saturday maybe. But now that's I think about me. Like I would be willing if somebody else was like, hey, you're doing what on Saturday? Yeah, I'll be there. That might be me. But somebody else may think, well, shit, I worked all week. I don't. How about you during the week? I'm not fucking with you on Saturday. Saturday? Nah, homie. So I haven't really figured out either tomorrow or Saturday, and then maybe both. Like I said, my wife will be gone, so we'll be. It sounds. I don't feel bad when I say it, but it sounds bad when I say, because I was getting ready to say, my wife's going to Hawaii, so we'll be back to live streams next week. That just sounds bad. Like, hey, she's gone, so we could get back. Like the Wiz, we could get back to running our business. We can get back to live streams. So yeah, we'll work on those. Just to give everybody the frame of reference, like why. That's what I was looking at. Still looking at, really. Yeah. That may not be a shake you out kind of body. I'm just looking to see if it's gonna come back. No, I'm gonna get out.
Order filled.
Yeah. So that idea is a no bueno. And I mean, even if it comes back, I'm not gonna chase. It'll just be what it is. So even with that, yeah, 156 still in, less than 3 to get there. It is what it is. So we're all good. I'm probably I'm thinking the smart thing to do is just kind of just to be done for the week in this account, the combine, and yeah, we just come back to it either Sunday or Monday. That'll give a couple days basically to look back over this week, which has been just kind of weird in terms of like a weekly profile. This is just running right now. Unless we're looking at yeah, it's gone, man. Yeah, I was on the wrong side. Price said, fuck your fair value. Price was like, fuck your fair value gap. What? Get out of here. We got somewhere to be. We switched again. So I was short and you were long. Man, stop it. Be jinxing the hell out of me, man. Alright, so hold on. Good shit. Congrats, man. I'm gonna start asking you before I take positions. Be like, hey, you long and short. Huh, that might be it. Oh, the pain. That might be it right here. This was 6. It might be right here. Well, here's what we could do.
Order filled.
We could take it out of this account. We'll take it out of here. What is that? 175. I'm gonna try.
Order filled.
I'm gonna try one more. Because we can 22 175. So I've got to stop. I got to stop in. So if it hits the stop, then that's good. Eddie, how you doing? What's going on? Count for the next day? Yes, it does. It does. Yeah, so these positions will count for Friday. So yes. No problem. No problemo. Yeah, I looked at it and was like, damn, it literally just set up basically the structure for if we really want to go down, like really want to go. Yeah. So we'll see if it wants to dip its toes in the clear waters of Lake Minnetonka. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I don't know. We shall see. And if we get no soup here, then we're done in this combine until maybe Sunday. But on the subject of combines, I might as well. There are enough people here now. I can ask, what are you guys's? Well, first, how many? Everybody trade futures or currencies, forex? Like what's everybody's market? And there's a very specific reason why I'm asking, so I'm just trying to get a sense of what that is. NQ? Okay. So Hardway is a futures guy. T-Camp, I know what you trade, so I'm not good at like a couple things. I'm not good at. I'm not good at lying, and I'm not good at secrets. That's not true. I could be, but when it comes to me wanting to do things for people, already stop. Listen, are you short? I need to know. I'll just close my position now if you're short. Actually, you know what? I just realized. Remember the last time we were in opposition and it played out, but it's reversed today. You won, I lost. What I try? Okay, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that, right? You're not in? I think you're just telling me that. Watch chat. Price is going to keep going up. T-Cam's going to be like, yeah, I wasn't in. Like, I wasn't really in. But then I got in. And well, we're about to not be in here in a minute again. So here's why I'm asking. Since Jose Forex trade Euro USD. Okay. Yes, I did. I did. This is a practice account. Yes, it is. But I'm in a combine over here in Tradeovate. So directly underneath me, I'm in a Tradeovate 150K combine. But this Top Step account is kind of what I like to do my analysis in. So yeah, I'm in a practice account here. What website did I? Top Step. I use Top Step. I got funded with a 50K. And eventually it got blown up. Yeah, it is. It is. Uh-oh, T-Camp. We've been through this before, haven't we? We've been through this before. This is how much the market loves me, guys. It'll take me like to the extreme. The bob and weave at like one handle, or if this was currency, it'd be like a pipette, right? It'll take me right to the fringe and then bring me back. Just started with Top Step, 250K combines. Okay, good luck, Hardway. Good luck, man. Yeah, this thing is about to just shake the schlitz out of me. But all good. All right, so listen, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'll say now. So, I didn't expect to get, honestly, any significant or real traction on this channel when I started. Started just a journal. Whoever popped in. Little bit of chat, some music, whatever, to break the monotony of, sitting staring at a screen, not talking, or talking to myself, because realistically that's what it was about. So here we are, about, I would say, 2 months in, honestly, and I'm over 200 subscribers, which, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate it. Having said that, I'm not going to say, hey, when I get to 300, I would like to give away like a combine or a couple of combine accounts. I know I have, I think, my funded futures, but it's not going to be through any kind of an affiliate link. None of that crap. What I wanted to do was see, once I got to 250 subscribers, give away to 50K accounts, to 100K accounts, whatever. And that's why I was asking what everybody was using in terms of prop firms or what have you, because I would just take a consensus of what everybody uses. 50K is, and 50K also forces you to basically have better control over your risk management as well. But that was my idea, right? And I didn't want to just say, hey, thank you very much, this is what you're getting. I felt like for everybody that's providing and giving me, the least I could do is consult you and say, hey, what would you like? What firms, do you prefer? And for me, I would say, like, it has to, I don't know every firm that's out there, right? I know the popular ones. So obviously, if it's futures, something like Top Step, I'm familiar with, I use. Tradeify, familiar with, use. My funded futures, Take Profit Trader. And then there are a few, there's that one called Apex. I'm still reserving judgment on that. I'm not saying, but I'm saying. Why did I enter in on the trade that I'm in right now? I was already looking for shorts from the 6, and I basically saw a structure point which was going to give me an opportunity to get short. Plus, I was watching price for the majority of the afternoon, and I'm looking to see if price delivery continues. So yes, the argument could be made, since the PM session, even into the AM session, we never got a pullback, in my opinion, for initial balance. So I'm looking for a short. This was a likely area for me. It was an area of interest. So not necessarily like a fair value gap or anything like that. It's literally an area into which, like, if you look back on the 5 minute, if you're looking at, if you're looking at these two areas, somebody would look at that and say that's a breaker structure. And so is this. We didn't get anything really in here. So this was the reason why, based on a breaker structure. So I was looking for basically a short from a structural point. Looks like it's going to end up being a bad idea. So, but like I said, I'll err on the side of my thoughts. So, not my feels, but yeah. It's not. Sometimes it helps. And then other times it doesn't. I swear, if my neighbors ever like leave their house and they leave the door open, like their front door open, I'm going up to the Ace Hardware and I'm gonna buy like all the rubber cement I can find with like sticky sheets. And if there was some way I could like spray paint the sticky sheets, I rub that shit all over the fucking stairs in their house. I've seen the younger children that are over there, not really that big in stature. I just always ask myself, how in the fuck do little kids make all that goddamn noise when they're running? Like, I don't get it. But, you know, I've done the civil thing, like you walk next door and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm your neighbor. Listen, kids are making a little bit noise. You think maybe you can get them to keep it down? And even though I'm in Florida, I've lived in California, even gone and done the ghetto knock, you know. I didn't change my tone, but it's like, God damn. Like, please. Please. Hey, what's up, Anthony? What am I looking at? I'm looking at some chicken. I'm it. Now I'm looking to see if we can get a short. Looking for shorts. I'm being the true contrarian today. Market is doing this. I'm doing this. How you doing today? Trader AM session green for the day. Awesome, man. Congrats. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll have a, you know, regardless to how this turns out, I have a really good written journal entry tonight about you know, just kind of wrapping up and not doing anything. And, you know, apparently I didn't know it was such a big deal, honestly, that I use a practice account for Top Step. But maybe that's, I need to, you know, kind of just double down and reinforce that when I'm working out of combines as well. And I guess maybe the point of what I'm saying is, like, could have finished green on the week for a few of these things, but yeah, I'm looking for something a little bit, a bit more meaty, if you will. So I didn't say it a few minutes ago, but like I said, when I was talking about AM liquidity, for all of the move up, right? All of these moves up, if you look at price really good, with this exception here. So basically what I'm talking about is everything before Globex, everything before we came into this session. If you look back from here, you know what you don't see? All the way back to PM session low, not one fair value gap. You literally see what could be at some point a low resistance liquidity run short. So again, not a real popular idea. It's not really something that's sexy to look at on a chart, where most people would say, oh, it's obviously, but like a lot of people say, well, it's obviously bullish or it's obviously bearish. Like, okay, what's the underlying context in that? So I'm looking at a short, and I've got this hiccup to get through. And that might be a big hiccup. Might be a huge hiccup. So it could pop through, or it could tell me no soup for me, and you know, I won't have any soup. Anybody have kids and remember the there used to be, I guess it was like a PBS show, and there was a character that would say something like, got any grapes? I don't know why that keeps popping in my head. I have kids, so, but I can't remember what the hell that is. The duck song. Thank you. Thank you. I meant to ask you guys that the last time because I thought it then. I just didn't say it. He'd be like, what? He'd be like, did he just say something about any? Do we have grapes? If we had them, we can't do anything for you. Like, grapes? This dude is crazy.
Am I alive yet?
I'm sorry, that wasn't my that wasn't in my intention, but yeah. Well, thank you, Anthony, and I'm sorry, you know, ahead of time, but oh man. Yeah, my son used to kill me with actually, you know what? I can't even blame that on. Well, I won't blame him. I can't really blame him. but I know it used to keep his attention. So like Sid the Science Kid and good grief, I can't remember there was another one. Super Y. That's what it was. Super Y. Yeah. Very Odd Parents. Yeah, my kids. I've got a daughter too. So I got a boy and a girl. She was, well, she knows this, so if she ever sees this or if she watches sometimes, she'd be like, did he really? Yeah, I did. She's I call her like she's a fucking weirdo because she liked Elmo, right? I'm gonna tell this story. So if she watches this in the future, she's gonna be like, Dad, you actually, yeah, I did it. I told her I was gonna do this one day. Not here, but so this broad, like anytime said like the Elmo song, she'd love Elmo. Watch Elmo all the time. PBS, she's right there. She's watching Elmo. Elmo, fucking Elmo. So I get the notion like, hey, my kid really likes Elmo, and this is when, not that long ago, but you know, like the talking Elmo dolls and whatnot. So I can't remember if it was Walmart. I went somewhere. I don't even want to mention Target, but I used to shop there. Haven't been there in years, thankfully. But I basically, it was her birthday was coming up, so I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get her Elmo. And birthday rolls around. I buy the Elmo. Elmo gets unveiled. Put batteries in it. She's all excited. He hasn't moved, right? So I put the batteries in, put him up on the table, and this was the talking Elmo where you could interact. Like all you had to do was like, they had like some kind of like a line of sight, whatever. You could just cross in front of him. He'd start talking, or you touch him and he start, right? Let you know, she was my first. So again, like that parenting thing and whatnot, I'm coming from a place of, oh no, she'll be okay. She sees him move on TV, so she'll get excited if she touches him or walks by. No, that's not how that shit works. Chat. I put the batteries in, put Elmo down. She walked up to Elmo and was like, Elmo's, and he didn't finish it, but he started moving. My daughter went to absolute like level 1000. First she started screaming, then she was crying. She just like ran to my mom. She didn't even run to me. She didn't run to her mom. She went to my mother. Like, Grandma, no, keep it away. And even after he stopped moving, I was like, you don't want it? Start walking it to her. She's like, no, freaked out. Tell you the real person that was freaked out, me, because that Elmo was like $50. So yeah, I think Elmo is around here somewhere. Like I'm that guy. It's like, wait, what? You know how much I spent for this? You gonna play with? Okay, you're not gonna play with him now? Okay, when you're 18, you're gonna play with Elmo. Okay, when you get lonely and you're home, I'm pulling Elmo out. Y'all can have a conversation that you didn't have fucking 15, 14 years ago. Like, you're gonna have it now. Yeah, she's a weirdo. I love her to death though, but yeah, crazy. Now I think about it, she did that with a couple things I bought her. But I learned my lesson. It took me a minute, but I learned my lesson. And the crazy thing is, she gave me signs when she was like very young, because even with the Elmo, right? Elmo freaked her out. You know what didn't freak her out? The box he came in. And I'm not talking about like the prepackaged Elmo with him on the side. I'm talking about the actual box that the present came in. She played with the box. Yeah. So that was like the precursor that as she got older, I knew, like somewhere I knew I didn't have to worry about her. Because simplicity had set in at an early age. She's still relatively simple now. It doesn't take a lot to please her, but at the same time, she has, you know, her expectations of you know, her understanding what she, not just what she wants, but what she deserves. So, you know, but enough about her. All this from the Duck song, right? All right, so the $16 billion question is: can we get a close through this this low? Can we get it at 705? Excuse me. Can we get it? And for the record, T-Camp, if I don't win this position, it's your fault. I'm just saying. It is 100% your fault, sir. So you guys never told me. I know, kind of all over the place. Yeah, he said he's in, unless he took a quick scalp and got out, which is totally possible. Trailing tapped out for what? I told you, Anthony. I told you. Are you back on the 1 minute? I thought you said that you and the 1 minute weren't friends anymore. Did y'all make up or something? What's going on? Bro, listen, we gotta stop doing like this Vulcan mind meld shit. Like, I say it, you type it. You start to scare me, man. Fuck it, don't scare me. Where you at again? I need 3 numbers. We need to come up with 6 numbers right now. Too bad this isn't like Twitch where you could whisper on the side. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. Yeah, we can't put 6 numbers in the chat because the chat'll, like, somebody will hit like the Mega Million. We'll be like, so where's our cut? Like, those were our numbers? Be like, you can't prove it. Where you live. Just tell me the city and the state. I'll find you. I will find you. Yeah, that shit is just weird, man. We go from like polar opposites in terms of like trade design or whatever. Oh shit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 1 second. I know you're like, what the hell are you thinking everybody like that for? I wasn't going to do it, but something said, hey, you know, that is a link. There's nothing in there. I can't say it enough. There is absolutely nothing in there that costs anything. You could feel free to join. I have like real basic information in there. But if you wanted to drop your market analysis, charts, whatever it is, feel free. I mean, just go in, check it out, see what you think, and like I said, feel free. I'm actually trying to continue to do like my own. I have a Discord that I just use for like my digital or my electronic journal. I don't have like everybody else is like, join my Discord. You'll never really hear me say that because I could, but I don't want to do that. So that link will take you to the WAP where everybody else is selling some. I'm not selling shit. I think, just to kind of flesh out some of the information in there, the premise under which I would take trades at the time when I set it up. But like I said, check it out. Feel free to join, and then once you're in, as I said, whatever you want to post, analysis, talk, chat, screenshots, whatever. I've been on the fence on whether or not I was even gonna like. It's not something I would actively promote, but like I said, it's up to you guys. But I know personally I'm gonna try to do more posting and screenshotting in there in terms of like areas and things that I look at. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, we're probably gonna get stopped. Yeah, we're gonna get stopped. And then again, maybe not possible. You going long? Why? Because I said I'm probably gonna get stopped. Man, you're not my friend anymore, T Camp. we are not friends anymore, sir. Bro, you're such a traitor. Nah, but good luck. Good luck. So we got a pair here. But I don't know. Just not seeing it clearly enough. That is apparent. But all good. Yeah. Yeah, it is, and you know, a evening like this, it kind of should know better, but yeah, should have known better. Like usually the nights before CPI are just they're grind. Like if you just watch the price action, I know better now than to do, you know, the night before. So it's like NFP, CPI. If you have like FOMC, like all of those events following day, like the night before, no. You'd be better off watching an ant or like an ant colony build an ant farm. Like literally. You get more movement out of that. So yeah. Drag you in one direction and then potentially manipulate out in London. Yeah, this is just this is literally probably a waiting game. And the wait as usual, and that's what I'm hoping doesn't happen, but it's this relationship that I have with NQ, or NQ has with me in these sessions. If she takes me out before 8 p.m., it, not all the time, but you know, when it's a chop back and forth, 8 p.m. comes around and it goes. or shortly after 8, it goes. Either I'll take myself out or it'll take me out, and then it's like, oh, watch us. Watch where we're going. I'm like, you some of my. But yeah, if we chop around, maybe up until then, and then she gets a little go-go juice in and gets up and goes somewhere. If we can get through one low, or we get potentially through 2, I think it'll go. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you, man. I don't. How long have I been trading? 6 years. Profitable about 1.5 years. But kind of like everything else, have my days, have my weeks, have my months. So that's one low in a fair value. Do I trade ICT? Not really, no. Some of the concepts, yes, but I wouldn't say I trade ICT. I like to use session ranges, and then go from there. I'll try to incorporate like a weekly profile. So not ever really trying to pick like tops and bottoms, but just try to see what the week may present. Some candle range theory, and then just structure, just looking at price action. That's it. I mean, I respect the people that can trade ICT and be profitable with it. And it seems like, how shall I say? It seems like it can be profitable, but I don't know enough to say. Do you trade ICT concepts? Specifically, too much switching around. Yeah. I mean, almost everything, but I don't want to say everything, because some people just like boil it down to just bare minimum. But yeah, there's always something to be looking for or looking out for. I know what you mean. Now, if I was able to trade pre-New York and the open, I actually do have somewhat of like a mechanical setup for that, but I'm not here for that anymore. So, it's kind of like I have to get in where I can fit in, and by the time I show up back home, it's after the open, and then I have to frame things from, I can still obviously go back and look and see what happened, but I typically tend to frame like the post New York Open morning from the initial balance, and then I'll look back to see, okay, where did we open on the day? Like what happened, right? And kind of, go from there. But some of that, honestly, as standard as I would like for it to be, or as technical as I would like for it to be, I'll be honest, like some of it, sometimes it gets a little subjective. But I just try to stick to the certain framework. Like I said, the initial balance, like there's no objectivity in that unless you're a 30-minute or you're an hour initial balance person, and I'm an hour. So like that's a set parameter of time. Like you can't say, well, it could be, it's 9:30 to 10:30. That's it. So we got like another 3.5 minutes before this candle closes, but we're headed in the right direction. We close back inside the 6 p.m. and this kind of goes into like, this is an extreme version of a candle range theory concept here, but a closure back inside and then a closure back inside PM. We'll see what we get. Yeah, I need a little bit more. What I would actually like to see is a little bit more expansion in this candle. I mean, I would want it to close inside, but I don't want to leave this wick uncovered. But just at least just a body closure. And as much as I don't want to say, but I think that it would help, a gap down and another area of fair value in here, because at that point I probably would move my stop to break even. It would be just inside of where I took my entry. So, yo, Chris, good man, how you doing today? Good to see you. How are things, my man? Good. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Oh, shit. Congratulations, man. Congrats. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. Hey, Exotics, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I think I could get away with that. Like, everybody's a sir until I get that one. I'm a ma'am, but, you know. Content might be a little too crass for them, which is fine. I'm not saying. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. The no fluff on stuff. The no BS on this stuff. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, honestly. I really don't. Because I can't hide. My face cannot hide it. Because I think honestly, like that's always been, or I think we're pretty much all at least lectured to, I wouldn't say taught, like the whole your trading psychology. Yeah, that's a part of it, but it's a damn shame I read the book. I can't remember who the author is. It kind of it helped me reaffirm it helped me reaffirm who I was. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. I like philosophy. I like Nietzsche kind of philosophy. I read that book. I'm like, Nietzsche, I'm gonna have to put you down. You're not number 2. You technically like 1A. But that, after that read, and I only mention that to say, like, you know, can't hide. Like, Chris, when you say you gotta, you know, lock in and settle in, it's just like, just, you know, stick to your rules and your plan, and you know, whatever the edge is, and you will be okay. You will definitely be okay. And if you got to curse. Just don't break shit. Don't break anything. Thankfully, I've never done anything like that. I don't know. Anybody ever broken some shit? Like, if you when you've really lost, anybody break anything? And if so, what did you break? And that's a no bullshit. Like, I've never broken anything. I told you guys, I think like maybe a live stream or 2 ago, the most I did when I got upset, I went and took a shower, and then I went and got into bed. I tried to go to sleep. I didn't break anything. Because, I mean, this shit could be traumatic, and I get it, but it's like, I think about stuff like that, and I think, what kind of, it's not even the mental, it's like the emotional state that you're in when you're like, it has to, because in my mind, that's what I would be thinking. For me to do some, I'm gonna destroy everything in my sight, I have to be so emotionally compromised by thinking, this has to, like, this is the one, only for it to not be the one, for me to turn into the goddamn Tasmanian devil. Then the other question is, or the other 2 questions, who's cleaning all that shit up? And do you have the money to replace what you've destroyed? That might have been my deterrent like years ago. That was the deterrent years ago. It's like, can I afford? I can't really afford to get upset now. Maybe if things turn around in a couple years, maybe we could like snap the tops off the keyboard or something, because at the end of the day we could just replace those. Nobody's broken shit, huh? I don't believe that. Didn't I just say this is like the place of no bullshit? This is a no bullshit zone. Nobody's broken anything. Nobody? Breaking your pockets. First year was right. Yeah, I don't talk about the first year. I don't talk about the first year. Punched a few holes in the walls. Yeah, I've never done it with trading though. Anybody ever watched The Ultimate Fighter? Particularly the season with Rampage and Rashard Evans. No, I was trading over. Okay, yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. Like, I've never destroyed anything like related to trading. And the reason I asked if anybody saw that is because at a time in my life, I literally destroyed a door. But not to the extent that he destroyed the door, which is why I referenced that, because when I saw him do that, I couldn't stop myself from laughing. It was the funniest shit. And then as soon as I stopped laughing, I had that question and answer in my head that was like, hey, you remember you did some shit like that before, right? And then I had to stop laughing. But yeah, it was, I don't know. I might have had or needed like some anger management when I was younger, but thankfully I found jiu-jitsu, so I didn't need it. It kind of worked itself out. But yeah, and that's an honest, no BS. I don't remember what it was that pissed me off to that level. The only thing I remember was I turned around, I was in my mom's house, and I literally just, yeah, I had to let the door have it. Hey, Jake. Thanks for keeping me entertained while watching the charts. What was the reason for this short? The overall reason was just a break in structure. And I wasn't looking for price to come all the way back up here, but this is kind of like my, point of no return, if you will. And the other criteria with that short was something that I was talking about earlier. I don't know how long you've been here, but I just mentioned to the chat, like, before Globex, or before 6 p.m., this was the only fair value gap. There's no fair value anywhere else in here, which could signify a low resistance liquidity run if price decides that that's what it's going to deliver to right now. So it was a little bit twofold: the break in structure, and then the fact that even the supporting bullish structure is kind of set up for a liquidity run. So that's why. And I'm pretty sure anybody in here that trades trend lines might be short. So let's see. Let's test that theory. Well, I can't get it from here without going through that. So let's try. They might be out here. If I brought it to this one, I could do that. Might be cheating. You might say that's cheating. It's not from the low, but you get the point. Without cutting candles, can't really do it without cutting candles unless you're here. But they might look at something like that. Appreciate it. You're looking for the 123 low. I am looking for ideally 22.4775. Now, just looking at price once we close today, I actually was looking at a couple of areas down here, but I'm not sure. And this was just based on obviously the move long. But like I said, the only thing I could really point out and point to would have been significant lows or just areas of interest. The PM session here, and then I'm basically looking for a profit level from 2 p.m. because the 2 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon sometimes either gives you a liquidity sweep or potentially a Judas swing in the afternoon. So I literally just basically put my TP. Oh, that's actually 150. No? Yeah, I did do it at 155. Never mind. I screwed up. Yeah, that's 2 there. Well, damn. Well, anyway. That's what I thought I was looking for at 2 p.m. But we actually already got a swing. That might still work. That may still work. That's 255. That's crazy. This whole time I've been looking at that like, yeah, that's 2 p.m. It's not. And then just the random shit, Jake, is I'm just a damn contrarian, so there's a gentleman in chat I won't mention by name, but if I go low, he goes high. If I go long, he goes short. We used to be buddies, but oh man, 6 years. Who's I don't know. Clean. Thank you. I appreciate that, Taylor. Thank you. You know, and if I'm honest, T Camp could tell you, Anthony could tell you, this is probably maybe the cleanest and I don't know. I just wanted something fresh, so I literally just copied and took some of the other analysis off. But yeah, I appreciate it. I try to, every time I say I'm trying to make it cleaner, I have like those, a coloring book, really? Really? I will admit, yeah, I like color. Like what's wrong? Some red, some gold. Every once in a while, some blue. What's So my wife had the lip at me that she's leaving. Yeah. As long, what did you didn't even say anything. I'm pretty sure you didn't use foul language. Hang on. See, when I need Streamlabs to do something, it doesn't. I'm sorry, Taylor. Give me 1 minute. I had to put Streamlabs in freaking timeout. Having a white chicks moment. I'm so freaking pissed right now. It's crazy. All right. No, you're good. You're good. Try if just copy and paste what you said again in the chat. I just want to make sure. Just started trading about a month ago. I'm probably gonna break some stuff eventually. No, Hardway, you don't have to break anything. Did I take all 6 years pretty seriously? Lines and indicators out the ass with it. Oh, okay. So you did. That's not Kurt. Yeah, Streamlabs might be on punishment for a while. Awesome. Thank you. Jake. Yeah. There's some people in here that have heard it. So, and if I say it loud enough and somebody hears me, you'll probably hear, he sure did. But, yeah, there were days where I would just watch price. I wouldn't do anything. I would just sit and watch price. Go to work, come home, speak, maybe eat something, sit down, put headphones on, music, watch the chart, and in a notebook, journaling, writing, what I saw for days. So, yeah. But I mean, it can be done, like I said, without. It just depends, obviously, on your temperament. Everybody's different. Maybe before you lose it, or if you feel like that's where you might be headed. So many people feel like they have to take trades, and that's just yeah. Well, I mean, you pick your spots sometimes. Like even like this position and this time, like it's obviously it's not ideal for everybody, but I want to say like this time last year, I didn't really have too much of a choice just based on, work schedule and everything else. So I didn't have to take one every Globex or Asian session, but just to kind of get a feel for what occurs during like the electronic trade hours and how they correlate and relate to regular. But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's better just to sit and watch, or I won't say that paper trading gets a bad rap. I think when people try to flaunt it as this is my real account and you're a paper trade demon. I mean, yeah, it's good for practice, and for Jake and Hardway, some people won't believe in it or won't think that way, and it's fine. It's personal perspective, but a lot of times your paper trades will help your psychology, believe it or not, because my paper trades, once I got into futures, and it's been a couple of years, but I took my futures contracts the same way in the paper trade as in the live, just one contract. So if you're in the paper trade and you're loading up 2 contracts, 5 contracts, 10, it's not realistic. So if you, let's just say you pull off a month heater and you've got a full green month, but you've been YOLOing 3 contracts at a time, you're going to think I'm the shit until you get into a live or a combine and you YOLO'd at 3 and you lose and you're like, the fuck? And you do that a couple times and now you've wrecked not just your process or your edge or your plan, your whole psychology about what's possible and what you think you should be doing versus what's happening. It's out the window. And then you have to start from scratch. So if you, I'm not really coining his phrase, but if you know where it came from, then you know. But if you start from humble beginnings, you don't ever really have to like walk that path again. And you could use, like, T-Camp may be able to tell you, there have been a couple of times people have popped into the live and be like, oh, why are you in a practice account? Because I want to be. I want to be. Am I in a combine now too? Yes. But because I want to be. But my combine account has the same number of contracts that this practice account does. 1 contract. So that sometimes will help your psychology, because now you're not necessarily tied to what the contract number will yield. You're still tied to what's the process. Like everybody's asking, hey, why did you get in? Why did you take? It's the process, And that was Thursday night's TED Talk. I swear to God, I feel like there's a TED Talk every live stream. Hard time treating paper like a real account. Okay, I've got another idea for you. You ready? Got another idea. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, Jake, if you have a hard time treating it like a real account, here's the idea. I was going to see if I could pull it up, but I can't remember. Hey, Robert, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. So if you go into Trading View, you have a paper account. Under your, or next to, trying to think of the orientation. So you'll have, it'll say paper trade. It'll show like the account and whatever your account name is. There should be a chevron to the right of that. If you click on it and go down and create another account, just create a second account, right? It will let you establish like whatever the dollar amount is and rename it. I'm going to recommend a number for you, okay? When you create the second account, I didn't label mine. I can't even remember what I put in there. It might have been like futures only, whatever, when I was just looking at only taking paper trade futures in that TradingView account. But if you want to put YOLO or put whatever it is and just say this is a real account, however, whatever. After that, the dollar amount that you start with is 50,000. And then what I would suggest you do when you say having difficulty, take whatever, what do you like to trade? Before I go too far, what asset do you trade? Is it futures or S&P? Is it Forex? What do you trade? NQ? Okay, perfect. So 50, so that would be 5. So take a position with, and even though TradingView is not going to tell you that's the max number, but it would be just for margin, just take a trade that you think is going to play out and use 5 contracts. And use whatever your strategy is or whatever your edge is, use the max number of contracts and fix stop loss and take profit. Give me 1 sec. Hold on. All right. Now, the reason that I'm suggesting this to you is, and I'm going to be honest, the hopes of you doing that is that you will lose. Okay? Crypto 2 years, want something more consistent. So, yeah, 100% understand that. But yeah, that's my transparency to you. I would want you to lose because the win isn't going to do anything. The win is going to reinforce the whole, I'm not going to take that seriously, but then I can't. You're just trying to streamline your philosophy. What I did, just to kind of give you backstory on why I say I would want you to lose, when I thought I had like the winning, the golden egg or the goose or whatever the euphemism would be, I thought I had it figured out. This was 3 years ago. And I was like, man, I could come in here and I could scalp off of, the 1 minute or the 5. I think I was on a 1 minute chart. And I was in a paper trade account. And for all intents and purposes, I YOLO'd a position. Like, I don't even know how many lots I put in on it. But I was like, yeah, it's going to run because I had back tested and everything else. I lost. And I think the good thing or the beautiful thing about TradingView is TradingView will show you a negative account. Like, you can't technically blow a TradingView paper account. You can't. What you can do is watch and roll it into a negative balance. And I lost, and the the number was like astronomical. It was like I was negative like $18 million or something. This shit was ridiculous. I was looking at the number like, what the hell? And after getting over like the comedic appeal of, damn, I'm like negative. I didn't blow it? Y'all didn't tell me I have to start no. And at least for me, what it did was it made me look at that and say, okay, how realistic is what I did to get to that? Because I would have been stopped long before that happened. So it's kind of like, okay, what's reasonable, right? What's the reasonable approach? And I'm not going to say what's the reasonable expectation, because at the end of the day, whatever we can or whatever we're able to extract is what we get. There's no expectation. There's a probability based on if you're reading the market properly and structure delivers or price delivers as intended for order. But it took me a while to dig out of that hole. But ultimately what I did do, again, full transparency, did I try to YOLO a couple to get it back to even? Yeah. The crazy thing is I kind of set myself back more just to get that account back up to close to even. And then after that, if it was futures or even Forex, I was like, okay, max one lot. And then I go down to like half. I go down to a 0.50 or 0.25. But it wasn't until I stopped looking at it as, yes, I realize this is a demo. Yes, I realize it's a paper trade. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to transfer the information, the knowledge, the data collection. I want the data collection to actually be viable when I go into a combine or I go into an XFA, like whatever it is, it should be transferable. So I should be able to do, both things at the same time, or I'm not capable of differentiating between I'm just going to play around and see what happens versus, okay, I'm serious now. So it's kind of just a little bit of a refinement of just your mental process and what you think is possible. And also to kind of take as much emotion out of being in positions or trades, whether they win or lose. So that may help you. It may not. I know some people say like no matter what they do, they can't mentally process paper trading accounts as real accounts because, well, you can put a paper trade on close to 5 o'clock, and even when the market closes, it doesn't take you out of the position. It just maintains that until the market reopens. So sometimes your realized gains are not really realized because, market would have been closed. You would have had to re-enter. And so there is that aspect of it. It's crazy. We came all the way, well, not all the way, but we came down here just to go right back. No problem, Jake. Would you mind explaining the market hours NQ? Does it actually? Yeah. No. Yeah. So NQ closes. If you're going through props, I don't remember if my funded futures still stays open. I think it was until like 4:30 or something. I could tell you Top Step, if you're trading NQ through Top Step and even through Tradeovate, I close my positions at the same time. So if I'm in a position in the afternoon, 4:10 p.m. is like Top Step because they're Central Time. So from 4:10 until 6 p.m., the markets are closed for futures. If it's, well, you said NQ, so I don't have to talk about anything else. So yeah, 4:10 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, futures market and NQ is closed. At 6 p.m., you have what's called the Globex session, which is technically where you'll have all international trades like Sydney. You'll have, was it China, Japan? You'll have basically those countries and those indices running in opposition. So yeah, volume not as great, and primarily it's going to be like Sydney's, but you can trade from 6 p.m., which actually is for the following day. So like today's Thursday, 6 p.m. Globex today actually initiates the trading for Friday. So in theory, after having a very lackluster Thursday on my behalf, I could close this trade, and in my combine, I'm up $185. And if I didn't do anything else, tomorrow, the end of the day would say I was green for we'll just do one. It's $190 now. So after like a $12 commission fee, it'd say I was green for $178 on the day. So that's Globex going into the next day. Now, my personal favorite, which there'll probably be some people in the chat will say, no, don't do that, or that's not a good thing to do. You also have essentially a Globex session on Sunday, which is the same thing. So Sunday, the market opens 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, same premise. So when it opens Sunday, that's actually Monday trading. So a lot of people will say they don't trade Sunday. They let Sunday and Monday. They don't trade Monday either. And typically, I like to trade Sunday/Monday. I have pretty decent success doing so. But the only reason is because before I actually started doing lives and more content on this channel, I would spend Friday, like typically Friday night, almost all day Saturday, looking back through the previous week's price ranges, any significant areas, and then I would look at the weekly profile. I'd look and see, what the high of the week of the previous week was, and where Friday's high and low was, because typically Sunday is going to, in some cases, not every, Sunday's going to either come back inside of Friday's range if it's outside of it, and it'll come back in, and then you're waiting for it to show you which side are you popping out of. Or is there a structural narrative that gives you the indication it's going to be bullish or bearish? And if you follow the narrative through, you can trade it if you have enough information. So but that's ours. And yeah, like, you can ask whatever you want. I don't know everything. I know a little bit of something, and if I don't know it, I'm going to tell you I don't know. So the way I look at that, that's a win-win for both of us. Like, I don't know, I can go see what I can find and get back to you. Or, you know, if we were sitting here waiting for a position or waiting to see if something came up and you asked and I didn't know, we could look it up together. That went in the other direction. $20 love learn. Yeah, man, you're in a good place. All right, T Camp. Thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you as always. You have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, I would say, I'd say the more time, and it depends. Everybody's not wired the same. So I'd like to say it the way that it was for me, which is the more I could watch price. It didn't mean that I was going to get it right every time, but my thing was, if I sat and I watched, there was no expectation for me. It was like, I just want to see what happens. And if you can't watch it live, even when you go back and you're going back through price action, there are a lot of people that'll go through, they'll use market replay. And the best advice that someone ever gave me was just look at price. It's like, you don't have to go back through market replay to see how it delivered, because you're missing like really key components that market replay, while it shows it to you, you can't see it, right? So if you just go back and you look through old price action, you can look for ranges, you can look for times of day, you could look back at, what the economic calendar was, and then go back and pinpoint price and say, okay, this is where price was before the news came out. What happened as the news printed? And typically, depending on what, maybe if, something like today was jobless claims, initial jobless claims and continuing, right? So that report comes out at 8:30. So if you're looking at NQ, you would know, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at 8:30. What happened? Did anything happen? So I can tell you, over the last couple of weeks, with the exception of CPI, and there was one other event, but literally with the exception of maybe two things, the 8:30 candle was like a dud. Like, it didn't do anything. But the point is, price and what could be expected if there were highs or lows that were generated. If price ran to one side prior to the news event, did it take liquidity before the news event? Short? Did it sweep sell side liquidity and then the news printed and then it ran bullish? Like, sometimes it's just a matter of looking and seeing. So it's not necessarily trading the news. I just use that as an example. But I'm a firm believer that there's nothing random in delivery, and everything serves a purpose, but within a specific framework of time sometimes. So that's just how I think about price, which is why I'll trade like a Globex session, or I'll trade on a Sunday. because sometimes somebody will say, hey, why did you do that? Or what do you, kind of what's happened here. Why are you looking for what you're looking for? And sometimes I'll give you what my personal structural bias is. And then I may say something like I said today. The afternoon delivery didn't finish. Or, I was looking for something to complete it. I don't think it's completed because XYZ, right? Doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means that's what I'm looking at. And if it doesn't deliver, it doesn't deliver. And my bias or the way I was reading the market was just incorrect. So then I just need more information. So it's a fascinating industry and place to be in. You just have to remain open. And we've talked about it, and I'm pretty sure you've heard other people say it. I don't know if they've ever said it this way, but you have to become a professional loser. You have to be so in tune with just the process that when you lose, you actually expect to lose a lot more than you could ever win. But with the losses come the experience. The losses give you the data collection. The losses sometimes even help you develop the edge, especially, in my opinion, the more technical you are, the sentiment and all of that gets left out. So it's literally just price action and whatever your trading plan is. So yeah, if you can't tell, I'm kind of this is like my spare time. I do some sim racing and other stuff, but this is pretty much my spare time. I don't mind looking at charts because, like I said, I've been doing it for years, and it never gets old. Hey, Krishna. My downside target, short term is 22, 123, 25. This is my short term TP. My long term TP is just inside the New York PM sell side, or the New York PM session range. How are you? You're in Cali? Okay. You're in the short too? Sweet. Nice. Target you have seemed too far off? Why do you say that? What are you targeting? If you don't mind me asking. What's your target? I mean, technically it can be lower. 951. Yeah, I think the lowest I have back here is 21,974.25. And I literally just put this on the chart. I just put it on the chart for an area to be aware of. But yeah, I mean, hey, good luck. I hope it gets there, honestly. So yeah, that might not be too low at all. If that's what your analysis, showed you. Yeah, I definitely hope so. Yeah, that's good, Jake. Yeah, I'm not trying to tell you, but I just say, like, as much as you can, gather. Obviously, not in any conflict with your studies or anything like that, but even if you get down to like screenshotting charts, making notes, some annotation, and also just kind of maybe figuring out what kind of trader you would want to be. So I'll ask you, I know you said you were in crypto. So what kind of trader were you in crypto? Were you more like of a positional, or were you scalping or intraday?
As far as I can go, rest assured the wind will lead me far from home.
Oh, dang, snap it. Oh, you know I have to love you guys, right? And don't judge me, but I say that because US is playing Canada. I think that game starts in like 8 minutes. Futures also in crypto, trading mainly SFP, liquidity sweeps, also using daily, weekly candle. So, I mean, honestly, and this might sound some level of contradictory. You'd be like, well, you don't do that. You're doing all this extra stuff, sir. Daily ranges, daily candles, weekly candles, liquidity sweeps. When you're looking for like a type of like Judas swings, or even something as simple, I'm saying simple, and it could be complex, beyond the wazoo. I was going to say, even if you're looking at things like internal or external range liquidity, the simpler you can make it for you, the better. And you'll find it kind of goes back to what I was saying a few minutes ago about as long as you remain open-minded and just like embrace the entire process. For as much as you think that you got it, you're there, you've learned, I can promise you there's so much further to go. So that's why I say, for as much as I think I know, that's a fraction of all of the information that there is. But it's just a matter of conforming the information into whether they're words or descriptions, that help you understand what it is you're looking at, and ultimately like the probability of what you're looking to deliver. So if you can keep those things, orderly and in place, the world is your oyster. You know what I mean? You can make it into whatever you want. Trading 5 contracts, all of today's did end up green. Okay. I mean, that's good. And again, if you find that that's going to work more than when you lose, again, you develop that. If it's its own system, you're what's I'm trying to remember what they say. And the deeper I got in, I realized like it's a fraction. I want to say, you hear some people say you need a data collection of like 100 trades to be able to tell you whether something is profitable. It was the first time I heard that. I was like 100, and that was a number again early in my development where somebody said 100, and I'm thinking, God damn, really? But you don't process, and that's when, I don't know, I like to think of it as we don't have a full understanding or an appreciation of what the relationship to numbers are unless it's followed with a $sign, right? Or a number of pips that are green or handles. But when you build your data set and your data collection up, like you said, if the sweeps are showing you that they're going to be profitable, or let's say out of 10 you're winning 8, and maybe you're breaking even 1 and you're losing 1, or maybe even you're losing 2, you can go in and say, okay, well, I know what my, it's not so much about strike rate. That's gonna be what it is, but it's like, okay, 8 out of 10 I'm gonna be successful. Now, can you or could you leverage that at the outset? No. I know some people would or do, but obviously you'd want to build some level of buffer before you said, hey, let me leverage this, But I mean, I think you've got like all of the tools and obviously the desire to. So I wish you nothing but the best. I think that you definitely have nothing but success ahead of you. And then with a crypto background and kind of understanding what that edge is and what your plan is, yeah, I think you'll do great, man. I really do. Hey, Rob. My entry trigger. I took a market order just based on expecting a short. That's I was looking for a short because of how structure developed during regular trade hours this past afternoon, and banking on being able to clear one low to allow price to just kind of fall back into what could be a low resistance liquidity run. But my trigger, again, was just the fact that we had broken structure, and I was just looking to see what area price may retreat back up into before a short. So hey, thanks for the sub, Newt. So it wasn't you're welcome, Rob. It wasn't really glamorous or cheeky at all. At all. But, you know, it panned out. I stuck with it. How Top Step works, the process of going from combines to funded accounts, how payout work. Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Obviously you go in, you pay for whatever the combine you want, 50, 100, or 150K. And it really, like, I know they say one step, one rule. It really is that. I know that there's been like this chatter over the last week or two about, you know, them having rule changes, and I will say I've been with Top Step for over a year. They've always done the right thing. I'm not going to say they've always done the right thing by me, but if you join the Discord, you'll find that they do right by everybody. Right? This time last year, I can tell you, there was an outage in Top Step X, and everybody that was in a losing position, they literally took those trades off the books. So it was kind of like everybody's account went back to what it was before that happened. That type of situation happened 3 times last year. All 3 times they wiped out. Like, if you profited and you were in good standing, you kept it. If you were negative because you couldn't get out or you couldn't flatten, they reset back to like it never happened. Okay, and I mentioned that in relationship to this because that just kind of goes to not just the credibility but their integrity as a prop firm. The one step, one rule: just make sure that your consistency or your average is around 50%. So that just means if it's a 50K account, you got to make 3,000 on that account. Best advice, my best advice: don't try to pass it in a day. If you can, based on your edge, so be it. Have at it. However, if it takes you more than one day, say your first day you make 16 or 1800, you might have to squeak out several days of whatever, or you can make 12 the next day, and you're gonna have to take like incremental trades to get just above the 3,000 to get your average your average profit margin to like 50%. Yeah, exactly. So, but again, once you get to 3,000, I would probably tell you like aim for a little bit more. So if you made 1,500 today, if you made like, we'll just say 1,520 tomorrow, then they're not going to knock you off for that. If you make 1,600 tomorrow, not going to knock you off for that. But once you pass, if you're like me, I passed on a Sunday, so I had to wait until Monday night, Globex, after 6 p.m. and I didn't trade that night. And then they'll send you an email. The email will say, hey, congratulations, on passing your combine, and They'll send you a certificate, like a PDF certificate. I knew there was a reason I put this in there. Hang on. They'll send you a certificate like that. I never knew. Something said, hey, just put it in. Just put it in there. But that's my certificate from August last year. So they'll send you one of those. And, well, not send it, but they'll send it in a PDF, right? And then they'll basically send you another link to pay for and activate your XFA or your Express Funded account. So again, $50K, you're gonna pay 140. Well, actually, it's 149 across all three: $50K, $100K, $150K. Once you pay that $149, it should still be almost instant. It might take them a few hours to set it up, but once you make the payment, and you'll receive another email that says, you know, we've received payment. You'll get information on your Express Funded. You start trading your Express Funded. If it's a $50K, and this is what's changed since I was funded, and I think it's still the process. So my $50K combine, I went into the XFA, I still have my 2000 drawdown. I know they got away from like max daily drawdown now, so it's like either you can have it or you don't. But at that point, once you get into the XFA for payout, you just need 5 days. They don't have to be consecutive of $200 or more. Once you have that, the on your dashboard on the upper right hand portion, you'll be able to go and request a payout, and you can request 50% of what that amount is. So you make $200, 5 days consecutive, that's $1,000. You can request $500, or you can request a little bit less. I think the minimum is still, what? It might be 200 or 175, but I figured there was echo. I thought I heard myself. I don't know if I need to turn this down. Sorry. Every time I think I fix it, it comes back. Let me check something here. Wow. I did leave that off too. Yeah, I'm not sure. But thank you for letting me know, Krishna. So yeah, that's their payout process, really. I should technically move to break even. Just because. Yeah. And I'm gonna do it in my other account too here. have I considered? I thought about it, but yeah, I never did. I probably can. I'm trying to figure out, like, what are we doing here? This is really it really shouldn't get back. I can't say that definitively. I don't know for a fact. Structurally, if it's going to continue to deliver short, it should get back above here. But it's not my market. I just trade it. Y'all don't know why I'm sounding echoey.
Gotcha. That freaking medic's a spy.
Did that help any? Is it still echoey or did that help?
We got a spy.
The crazy thing is, my objective really is, Jake, when you asked about like the additional 50K, I'm thinking once I get through this 150K, I might just want to keep my 50 and maybe do one more. That is something I know that Top Step did kind of change, which was they don't allow, like once upon a time you were able to be called up to the live and you could trade your live account and you could also have XFA, you could trade XFA and your live. Like you could decide, you know, am I going to trade my live account today or am I going to trade my XFA? And basically you get paid for both. And I know they did make that policy change to where if they call you up to live, you cannot trade. Like if you have XFAs, no, I'm sorry. If they call you up to live, now they basically you got more XFAs. Now you can't hear me. Sweet Jesus. How about now? Go from echo, it's like can't hear you. Sweet Jesus. How about now? I'm trying to. Maybe I dialed it back too much. Can you hear me? Can you still hear me now? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think we were good earlier. I don't know what changed. I didn't change anything, but so diabolical. Let's see. I'm just now I'm back to being the I'm the sound audio guy that's trading. I keep looking over at the screen here. Last time I did this, I had to reset everything. I might have to do that again. So I'm sorry guys for that echo. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. I'm probably gonna call it on the stream. See if I can't figure this out. I'm just gonna let this run, honestly. So we're at break even. So if it takes me out, probably be like a couple bucks, if nothing else. And I've covered on my combine. But yeah, I'm gonna split. I'll try to post or update the community tab on how this plays out, or if I just end up cutting it at a certain amount. I've got work early in the morning anyway, so either I'm gonna get some movement where it'll be favorable, I can just get out, or not. Usually in the morning I'll be able to get back to a morning routine. So in the morning, sometimes anywhere between 10:30, sometimes 10 to 10:30, 11 at the latest. And then if I can't get on in the morning, it's Globex, typically. So 6 p.m. Eastern time. But tomorrow, we should be good for any time between 10 and 11 a.m. if anybody's available. I'm going to jump on. But I appreciate you all so much this evening. Thanks for hanging out, being engaging, and being my additional sound engineers. Now I gotta go troubleshoot this and be better for tomorrow. So everybody, thanks again. I appreciate all the new subs and time spent. Could have been doing something else you were here, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.